Natalie and I have the honor of speaking with a legend in the heavy metal scene community, Mr. Phil Anselmo, who has been best known for his work in Down, Superjoint Ritual, and of course Pantera, on July 8th, 2013. Do you consider yourself a legend in metal, or just a typical everyday guy?
I'll roll with the typical everyday guy any fucking day over, I don't know, legendary status or rock star or anything, man. Honestly, I'm just a fucking music nerd like anybody else out in the audience. I love music. I love extreme heavy metal, extreme music of all sorts. I'm just a big music fan, and that's just my opinion, you know.
You chose to call your solo project Philip H. Anselmo and The Illegals. How come?
Because those group of guys make so much fun of me. It's like, you know what, I'll get them back and I'll call them The Illegals on this one record. And that's just like an inside joke between all of us, because on the next record I might call them the Buttercups or the Butterflies or I don't know, the Dandelions. It's just a one record thing, but I call it my name because, you know, honestly, this is my music written from the ground up. And if I was going to call it by some other band name, I've been in so many fucking bands. It just, honestly, it would be like, yeah, just another band for people to buy into. But if they just see my name, then they know it's my product. So, you know, I guess it's easier to sink the brain into, or at least the idea into, no matter what. But each solo record is going to be very, very different from the last one. So take this one for what it's worth.
Why did you want to start your own record label, and was it a difficult thing to do? What is your goal with having this label?
Well, it's taken on different lives and different shapes and different forms, and really I wanted it to be an outlet for music that I like, music that I think is different or acceptable or enjoyable. And I'm very prudent to bands that I sign and stuff like that. So I haven't signed a band in a very long time. So it's like I have my eyeball on 4 or 5 different bands that I think are definitely hitting the different notes in music. You know, I'm a musician first, and you know I like to believe that not all the notes have been hit yet, not all the time signatures have been met yet, and not all the incorporation of instruments have been even used yet. So I have this devotion to music that is unerring. You know, I'm a firm believer in the growth of music in all sorts of directions, but especially in the extreme metal part of it, because there's a lot of tradition that keeps being repeated over and over and over, whereas, you know, I think that there's room for bands that are absolutely trying to change the game. So, you know, I would love to be part of that facilitation if possible. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
You've been a part of the Metal Masters Clinic for a few years now. Do you plan on coming back for this year?
I would think so, yes, as long as my brothers are there from Anthrax and Slayer and all those guys. I'm very proud to stand next to those guys and there's some of the most dynamite people in the world, and of course, the guys who run the whole shebang are dynamite dudes, and everybody, we get along like one big, giant, crazy family reunion, so I love doing them, so I would expect to be there.
Your upcoming album, Walk Through Exits Only, why did you think that right now would be the time to, fly solo and do this? Why did it take you so long to reach this point?
Well, you got to look at circumstance, there's, the question could be why not, why not do it now? Why wait? Why postpone it? There's Down is just pretty much wrapped up its touring cycle for the last EP, and I have this void in time where it's for me it's perfect, and why not is the answer really. I hate to answer a question with a question, but why not? I'm 45 fucking years old. I ain't getting any younger. May as well do it now.
Can you tell me if anything new is happening with your other band, Arson Anthem?
Arson? No, there's probably not anything new going to happen with Arson, but it was fun to do while it lasted, and once again, you have to look at circumstance. The singer for Arson Anthem is also the singer for I Hate God, and I know that they have a tour coming up that's going to last them about 5 weeks in Europe, and we also have just got through tracking their new album over here at the studio. So hopefully there's a great chance that I get to mix that record and be a part of that record. So, Arson, like I said, it's one of many side projects that I've done in the past. But as for right now, there's nothing on the table.
You have, of course, been in a number of different bands, both currently active and both have, gone under. Would you ever consider bringing all of those bands together for one mega show?
That's an interesting thing. It's an interesting concept. And you know what? I think it's been discussed before. Maybe in the back of my mind, in some little hidden place of dreams, something like that could happen. But, there's a lot of music that I've been sitting on now for over 20 years that the general public has never heard. So maybe there would have to be a release of some of this music that I've been sitting on, and people have to realize that, it's not all heavy metal. I've done a lot of atmospheric music. I've done a lot of acoustic music. I've done a lot of very, very, what I would call depression core style music that isn't such a very far cry from bands like the Swans or the Smiths at their most bleak. So, I've done a lot of different styles of music, so it would have to be a very semi-complex production to actually get out there and do all of this stuff. But, you know what? It'd be fun, too, and also it would probably be a logistic nightmare figuring out so many musicians that are fucking involved in the past. So, I'd have to pick and choose very, very carefully. But, maybe it is maybe it's a maybe, you know what I mean?
How does it feel to have had Pantera's record, Vulgar Display of Power, be around for over 20 years? Do you think it still has a powerful impact as it did when it first came out?
Well, I don't know about that, I'm not real sure about that, but I know that for sure Pantera has some of the greatest, if not the greatest, heavy metal fans in the world. I cannot say enough about how awesome Pantera fans have been and how loyal they've been over the years. So, Vulgar Display of Power is oh gosh, it's in the books as one of, I guess, one of the more influential records of its time. And, honestly, for me, it's really just an honor to have been part of such a movement, especially in the late 80s, early 90s, So, whether it's absolute classic or whatnot, I'll let the critics fucking, decide that for themselves. The fans decide that for themselves. But overall, I gotta say, it's, once again, just Pantera has the best fucking fans in the world, and that, to me, is what keeps us alive, is our fans and the memory of those songs. So, more power to the people.
If Pantera ever did come back together for one night, where would you want the show to be? What songs would you want to play? And just what would you want to do overall?
Well, see, that's a complex question because, first of all, Dimebag is not alive anymore, and that factors in a gigantic thing, and in a gigantic way, I should say, and really, there would have to be a lot of sitting down and going over a lot of very important elements between myself and the other members of Pantera, and choosing a guitar player and whatnot. But if this is, which it is, a completely hypothetical situation, really, I guess a knee-jerk reaction or answer to that question would be, why not where it all started? Why not play where everything began, really, which is Dallas, Texas. I don't see why any other city would make much sense, but still, once again, that's not fair to the East Coast or the West Coast. The Pantera fans are everywhere, so that's a tough question for me to answer. But I guess hypothetically, I'd say Dallas, Texas.
How many more demos or unreleased songs from Pantera are there, and do they plan to be released or no?
Honestly, Pantera was not a band to waste a lot of time with demoing, and we don't have that much lagniappe, so to speak. So as far as demos and stuff go, like actual Pantera demos, I'm not sure if there are any that actually exist, unless I'm proven totally wrong and my mind is completely blank, which I don't think it is. I don't think that we have any more demos, so to speak, like unheard demos or unknown songs. Shit, man. With all of the I guess, re-releases of our records, of our older records, in 20-year intervals, in my opinion, this next one will be pretty pure and straight to the point. As far as any lagniappe goes, right now I'm pretty unaware of it. So, it's something and we'll see. But once again, I don't think that there's any demos left. But in the same sense, there are stuff that I have. There are recordings that I have that just Dimebag and myself have done in the past that actually I think would surprise other people because they have never heard them before. And whether I ever let go of that stuff, it's I would have to give that a lot of consideration. I would have to probably take the right avenues to do such a thing. But we used to demo things together a lot just for the kick of stuff, and it wasn't under the moniker Pantera. It was just really me and Dimebag, or Dimebag and a bunch of his friends and a bunch of my friends coming together and as one and just doing music for the sake of doing music. So I've got quite a library of that type stuff, but whether or not it's going to be released, your guess is as good as mine.
You are, of course, known for Pantera, but do you personally ever get tired of, being asked, well, what's up with Pantera, blah, 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 Pantera? Do you ever get tired, like, dude, just shut up and leave me alone. I don't want to talk about Pantera right now.
Not really, no, because, if that's the question that people have, then it's a legit question, and I'm not the type of guy to shrug off anything, I'm wide open like a friggin' book, and I have nothing to hide or anything to be ashamed of or overly secretive about or anything like that, so when it comes to Pantera, I'm a wide open book, and I respect the friggin' question, and I'll give my best answer. So, once again, if it's a Pantera fan or if it's anybody that does just really wants to dwell on Pantera, in my opinion, once again, very, very valid, so I'll do my best to answer correctly and try and add a little bit of insight as well, because it makes things special for the person asking, to give them a little background to the story and stuff like that, because I love meeting people and I love talking music, and if it's Pantera they want to talk about, so be it.
When it comes to playing, the good old songs, does it ever strike a chord with you and really hit you emotionally that you just can't do it?
Oh, no. No, not at all. You asked about the Metal Masters earlier, and we definitely do some old Pantera songs, and really, all that does for me is it makes me remember the old days, and that's something that's very enjoyable. Pantera is not the first band to have a tragic circumstance. We're not the first band to break up, and we're not the first band to go through problems or anything like that. So to me, a lot of my memory is great memories of Pantera. I really enjoyed playing live and doing the shows because our audiences were so fucking incredible, and the power coming off of the stage was so fucking wonderful. It just, it's tough to beat, man. To me, it just brings back great memories.
Does your other band, Down, have anything new in the works, or not right now?
Well, we just wrapped up our touring for the Purple EP, and we already have a lot of ammunition for the next EP in the works, and I think we start heads down work on that sucker in November. So I'm looking forward to that. And really, I think in November we can knock it out. And I think it's not too far-fetched to think that the next EP would be coming out within the first 3 months of 2014.
You have, of course, been around the music scene for a long time, but is there anything that you will not do?
Gosh, well, I tell you what, I would be a terrible real actor. I get, if I had to sit there and learn actual lines and shit like that, I would hate that. That would be awful. And I am a big movie buff, but I'm the type of guy that has no aspiration to direct films or anything like that. I just like watching the fuckers. I tell you the truth. And I don't know what I would not do. It's like I couldn't try out for the NFL. I couldn't start a boxing career tomorrow. I couldn't do things that I actually like. Like boxing and football. There's no fucking way I could coach or anything like that. So. I don't know. That's a complex question, I don't think I'd be any good at hip-hop music necessarily. I don't think that would go over very well. So, there are stuff out there, but just to pinpoint the stuff, it's like, wow, that's a pretty broad question.
You could also check out Face Down Media Source. It's the #1 source for all your needs, no matter what they may be.